Hey guys, so this video was not really a scheduled video that I was, planning to shoot. But I was just doing something very interesting in December, and I thought if I don't share my life with my channel and my audience, what really would be my YouTube channel? So I thought, why not bring in a piece of my life to you guys and tell you how my December has been going. Now, before I tell you what this video is about, do this fun thing with me. Imagine yourself in a library with 50,000 books. You are looking for this particular favorite book which you have been looking in all libraries, but you know it is there. Now, this particular library has no organization in terms of how the books are placed, whether it's alphabetical, whether it's writer-based, whether it's theme-based, literally nothing. Now, how much time will it take you to find that particular book out of this bundle of 50,000 books? Probably hours, right? Now you have to go out for 31st night party, and this particular dress or that particular shirt that you want to wear is there in a pile of clothes looking something like this. How much time will it take you to find that particular dress or shirt? Ages, right? If it is me, I would probably get irritated and give up and just pick up whatever is readily available in front of that pile of clothes, wear it, jazz it up, and just head to the party. But I would have loved to find some organization in this whole clutter of things. And this particular video is about decluttering, but not just your life, decluttering specifically your finances. I'm going to tell you in this video what are the top 6 things you should do to declutter your financial life. And yes, I would love to see your like and subscribe button on it. The first thing you should do to declutter your life by ending this year is to consolidate your insurance policies, your mutual funds, your equities, your demat accounts. Most of us have this spread across different agents, different demat houses, different fund houses for that matter. And also, it's completely haphazard. Now, when you have to file your income tax returns or when you're looking for the year-end closing, for your year-end statements, you have to probably call 10 agents. And this means a lot waste of time, a lot of waste of energy, and obviously your frustration level is at a different level by now. And yes, it also creates a useless pile of emails and documents. So if you have to avoid all this, start consolidating your insurance policies, your mutual funds, and your demat accounts. How to do that? A lot of people buy different insurance policies from different companies. So 5 life insurance policies, 3 health insurance policies, because you couldn't decide which one is the best applicable to you. Now, what you can do in this regard is speak to 2 good agents, not many, just 2. Then you speak to 2 of them, give them your insurance documents. And if you speak to a good equity agent, speak to them and tell them what your equity portfolio is. Listen to what these both agents are giving suggestions to you, and then based on their suggestions, accept one of them and go ahead do it. But yes, you can always Google it. You can always write us a comment here and we can try and answer that for you. Now, having 2 agents maximum is a very good idea because they will never take you for granted and you can always have different forms of opinion from them. But always try and increase your knowledge about your financial system. It is always going to take you a long way. Now, while you're consolidating your investments, you should also start consolidating your bank's accounts and credit cards if you haven't. We have this habit of just getting a new credit card because it's so easy to get it these days, and a lot of times we don't use it. We use it, we don't pay the bills, or we just randomly start paying one credit card by the other. This is a very bad habit, and it also makes a lot of problems and chaos in your whole financial system. A very good idea is to use just one credit card and cut off the balance. So once you do this, it is going to bring a lot of peace. And believe me, when I scrapped some of my credit card, it somehow gave me a very big sarcastic feeling. And when I scrapped my credit card, I don't know why in a very sarcastic way, I was feeling very happy about it. But yes, that's the sarcastic part of me. But do that Also, in your bank accounts, it is not important to have 5 or 10 bank accounts. You just need one bank account specifically for your individual transactions or personal investments, etc. You may need one, and you would need one for your business. And max to max, you may choose to have one more bank account where either you can start using it for all your expenses, or you can start creating that for your emergency fund, depending on how you've planned it. But you don't really need 4th or 5th bank accounts. So at one point of time, my dad had about 6 bank accounts, and when I asked him, why do you have 6 bank accounts? It was mostly to oblige the branch manager. It's because of someone insisted him to open that bank account. He opened it, but that created a huge pile of accounting transactions for us and also paperwork. So over the years, I've started closing them, and we've consolidated it, brought it down to 3. We still have a way to go, but this is what it is. So start consolidating your bank accounts and your credit cards. Keep it to as minimum as possible. Again, you'll save a lot of time, energy, and useless transactions to it. And once you start doing these two, you will realize that the third most important section of your life which needs decluttering is paperwork. There are most of the time enormous amount of paperwork that we create over the year. So there are various kinds of bills we start getting, the statements, the bank statements, the transaction statements, etc., etc. Some of us have a habit of just stacking them in one file. Now, I am also culprit of that, and I periodically started decluttering my financial paperwork, and this is what it looked like recently. Yeah. Now that we've loved on me, what really this did to me was it emptied a lot of space in my wardrobe, in my office. It also made things a little more organized. So I know which file I have to go to find which paper, and I don't have to look for 2 hours to find that paper. It is just 5 minutes for me now. So it organized a lot of stuff. It scrapped a lot of extra paperwork, and it also saved a lot of time. Now, a good tip to minimize this for the next year is you can start automating a lot of statements, which can start just coming to your email account, and you don't really need to take a print of it every time. You can choose to take a print of things which are only needed to submit at particular places, but otherwise you don't need to take a print of it as far as it's there in your documentation. So remember to digitally synchronize it and to digitally organize it, because if you just randomly save it in one folder, it is ultimately going to the same chaos. So do that. Now, once you have emptied a lot of mind space and wardrobe space, what you should head towards is bettering your overall financial system. Now, the first thing you need to do is work on your credit report. You can always check out this video where we are telling you what credit report is and how can you get your credit report for free through the websites. Now, why is it important? Because when you are heading towards decluttering your financial life, you are going to bring a lot of system in your debt, in the way you are taking loans, in the way you are planning your finances. And for all these exercises to attain the best interest and returns possible, you need to have a very good credit report. Now, if you have a credit report which is not very favorable, don't get depressed. You can always start working on it and start improving it. It takes about 6 months to 1 year to improve your credit report. And yes, it can be done. So do that so that you can start improving your credit report, which leads to the next point, which is about figuring out which debt is good and which debt is bad. So I believe that debt is a good system. We need loans, we need to have loans, else how will we really grow? But it is important for us to figure out which debt is a good debt and which debt is not a good debt. So any debt which is very expensive is not a good debt. And most of the times, the loans which are given quickly within an hour and within 2 hours are very expensive loans, and they are not good for your overall financial system. Now, these declutter your system because they bring in extra loans and extra debt which is not needed. It brings down your credit report. It loads you up with extra interest liability. So overall, it is not good for your financial system. So these are the 2 things you should head towards, which is figuring out what your credit report looks like and what other things you can do to improve on it. And second, figure out which debt is not good for you. These both things are dependent on each other. As soon as you start paying your expensive debt, your credit report will also start going up. So it is almost like credit report goes up and debt goes back, or vice versa. Now, once you have sorted these things, the last thing we should hit before you enter 2021 is figure out a financial plan. If you have still not done a financial planning for yourself, you should do it and automate your savings and investments. Now, I know financial planning is never a one-time exercise. And for a lot of you, you may think that why do I really need a financial plan? But you will only understand the importance of it once you do it. It's almost the same like unless you've had an ice cream, you don't know what ice cream tastes like. So you have to figure out a financial plan and start small. Start with few things. Start with an SIP. Start with some equity investments every month. Start with some mutual funds. Start with some gold ETFs. Start somewhere, and that is what matters, because as soon as you start savings and your investment plan, your bank accounts and your financial system will start easing up, and that is going to be a very decluttered financial system. So I hope all these 6 things will help you a lot, and it has decluttered my life to a large extent, and I hope it can do that for you too. But before you sign off, please do subscribe and share our videos with your friends. We are looking for a lot of encouragement from you guys, and thank you so much for the love and affection you've been sharing with us. We love your comments and looking forward to seeing which is the best tip that you loved in this particular video. Till then, have a great new year.